Yes, people, what is good? Excited to listen to some of your tunes today. Welcome to the stream. We're just going to wait for a few more people to hop in. If you're watching, say hello in the chat, where you're from. Frenchie, what is good? How's it going? Good to see you back. Hope everyone is well. Jan dies. Apologies if I say that wrong, but how's it going, bro? How you good? From Paris. Nice. Just getting up your guys' tracks here. Armensky, how's it going, bro? Good to see you again. Excited to listen to your track. Yo, No Tone, how's it going, bro? Madness Music, what's good? Joan, new studio location. No, I've just fancied it up with some lights so I can change the vibe depending on what sort of music I want to make. But I think blue's quite a nice sort of neutral colour, so. Frenchie, what would be the best way to master the low end, like understanding it? More, so your low end is more in terms of like keeping your bass under control and working with your kick. So the main thing is sound selection of your kick and just choosing the right bass and being able to basically sidechain it or make it work with your kick so they're not clashing. And then the extra 5% is like the master, so maybe a bit of saturation or EQing, etc. But it's mainly the sound selection of your kick and then just the sidechaining and getting your bass to work with it. Today I sent the track that you listened last time but did some changes. Cool, man. Excited to hear it again. And yeah, Joan, it was all black before. But I've decided I was a little bit uninspired, so I decided to decorate it a bit. What is the best ratio between between RMS and UFS and mastering? Well, I normally aim for, I don't use LUFS, I use RMS. I mean, I use anywhere between like -5, -6 for my RMS level, but that's, again, it's better to just listen by ear against your reference track using like a reference tool. I use Metric AB, and it's very good at sort of, you can sort of, what's the word? Like isolate certain bands in your reference track, so like the bass, then you can compare it to it through that way. And using span as well to see the frequencies, that's another good way to sort of check that your track is standing up to your reference tracks. Yeah, nice, Joan. I think these lights cost about 10 quid, so they're pretty cheap, but they do the job quite nicely, especially when it's fully dark. It looks even better. Cool. Right, we've got a few people watching now, so let's hop straight into the feedback session. I believe first up we have Sof. I really liked Sof's track last time. I believe it was an edit. We'll jump straight in. I believe he did an edit of, I can't remember the song, but it was really, really cool. So, yeah, I'm excited to listen to this. I don't know if he's in the chat, but if you are, give us a shout. And let's dive straight in.
closer? You gonna stare forever? Do you wanna get to know me? Get your confidence up, we only got tonight. DJ's bringing the heat, you better do this right. Feel that bass, 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 that bass. Feel that.
Sof, absolutely wicked, man. Really, really like that. I was just making some notes throughout that, just so I could sort of remember sort of what bits were good and sort of what I would improve on in certain areas. But no, overall that track is wicked. It's a good sort of complete product. It sounds great. Everything's working well. So the things that I really like is like the FM stab on that first drop. That's really, really cool. Really nice sound. It's not like, yeah, it basically just punches through the whole track. It's really nice. And then the vocals as well, they're really cool. Nice sort of tone to them. And I like the way you've like manipulated them, so like you filter up, etc. You don't just have the vocal like throughout the whole track staying the same, which I really like. And then I like also, yeah, and also the way you like introduce some new vocals in that second breakdown. That's really cool. I think it fits really nice. And then also you've got a new stab with like an arpeggiator on the second break, and I really like that as well. The way it like slows down and then builds back up. So the things that I would take a look at are, well, first of all, you've got these sort of big synths. You've got like a sort of Fisher synth in there, and then obviously that FM stab and that vocal. And I think them three are sort of edging more towards the sort of like odd mob style of tech house. So like really high energy. And the only thing that doesn't match that for me is the drums and the bass. So the bass is sort of like a old school like John Summit sort of rolling bass, which is cool, and they're great sound selection, by the way. But I just think with that FM stab and that vocal, you could have something a bit more higher energy. So maybe like an offbeat bass, or like something like a more stabbier bass. And the drums as well. Again, they're sort of like Latin, like old school John Summit sort of style, which is cool. But in this situation with this vocals and the stab, I think just trying to improve like the energy of your drums and your bass to match that will really like bring this track to its full potential, in my opinion. Because I really think you've got something cool here. It's just, in my opinion, the drums and the bass isn't really sort of matching the vibe and the energy of the synths and the vocal. But yeah, try and give that a go. Keep this version as well, by the way, and then maybe look at just creating a new version. Just whack some drums together, maybe reference like an Odd Mob track or something like that. And try like a more sort of high energy stab bass, like maybe offbeat, something like that. And I think that will allow you to get the most out of this track, basically. But other than that, like really, really good work. Love the idea. And yeah, I'd also love to hear that as well, if you do decide to do some more work on it. So yeah, Sof, thanks for sending that in, man. That's sounding wicked. Next up, we have Oh Madness with House Every Day. Let's go. Wow, really like that one. Sounds amazing. Yeah, vibe spot on. The vocal is really, really cool. Armensky said Green Velvet vibes. Yeah, I agree on that one. Especially that vocal, really nice. And yeah, just the groove in general is really, really cool. Drums sound wicked. Yeah, a lot of character to the drums as well. Like they sound like pretty saturated, sort of really heavy, which is really cool. The bass line as well, really groovy. Sound selection spot on. Yeah, I really like it. Basically, the one thing that I sort of heard that I would like to hear a bit more is you've got like a cool like stab, like a rolling stab coming in like here, I believe. Yeah, so that rolling stab, it sort of comes in there and then we don't sort of hear it again. So yeah, it'd be cool to hear that maybe on the second drop, and yeah, and also on the second drop. Sorry, I don't know what was going on my camera there. I think we're all good. If you let me know in the chat if my camera's alright. I think it just glitched out for a bit. Yeah, sorry. So this synth stab here, I think that would be really cool in this second drop. And I'm not the biggest fan of when you drop to just the kick in the bass. So yeah, maybe try taking this synth roll stab and having it in the second drop with all the drums in. I think that'd sound really cool. Or maybe have this bit and then basically have the synth stab like in this second part, because I think this bit here is really cool, so it'd be really nice to hear it again. Cam still looks good. Okay, nice. It must have just been on my end. Cool. So yeah, man, I really, really like this. Just give that a go with the synth stab. Try like implementing it into another part of the track. And honestly, I think you're good to go. I'd definitely play something like that out as well. Yeah, I really like that vibe. So thanks for sending in. Cool. Null Tone. You Make Me remix. It's good to see you again, Null Tone. Looking forward to listening to this one. Give us something in the chat if you're here. And let's dive in. null tone. This is sick, bro. Really like this. Good work. Yeah, really cool edit, to be fair. Like, I really like how you've used the vocal, pitched it up. Sounds really cool. And them drums as well. They're proper like hitting hard. Same with the bass, like that 808 sort of bass. It's really, really cool. Yeah, I haven't really got much to say about it. There's just a few things that I would go over. Yeah, people in the chat trying to guess the BPM. I would say, I wonder how it would sound even like 2 or 3 BPM lower, just to sort of allow it to have that groove, if that makes sense. For me, I don't mind fast stuff, to be fair, but for me this is just a slightly bit too fast in terms of, I think it would sound better if it was like, okay, 146. Maybe try even like 140. That way, yeah, I just feel like the groove you'll feel the groove a bit more better. But yeah, like, it is really, really cool. The other thing I was sort of thinking of is I could hear, like, in the bass, some of the notes, I'm not sure if they're in the right key. It's just, so you start on a note, I'm not sure which it is. And with the respace as well, that sort of sustained respace you've got, it goes down a note, but I don't think it just sounds right musically. So maybe just have a look at changing that note, just like put it down a semitone or up a semitone. I'll try and find, just so I can show you. Yeah, so it's this note in this sort of 808 bass. When it goes down, I think that kills the energy, because I'm not sure if it's too low of a note. So it might be that, it might not be wrong, it might just be too low of a note, so you can't really hear the bass coming through. So I would say keep that note of the bass on the same note throughout the whole time. And if you want to add some variation, maybe try like a pitch bend or something like that. It's only a small thing that I picked up on, but I just think if you have that sort of power of the bass throughout the whole time, yeah, it would just sound basically more like punchier. Yeah, so it's just that part. So maybe try adding some pitch bend, but that's just a really, really small thing that I just picked up on. But everything else sounds great. Yeah, or put it an octave higher. That's a shout. And the only other thing was, when it drops into this second bit, it seems like something's missing for me. So maybe just try and adding like a sort of atmosphere sound or like a nastier pad. Yeah, the bass melody progression in this bit is cool. It's just this bit with the 808, but yeah, just have a play around with that. Yeah, so this bit here, I think you could add like a sort of atmosphere sound maybe, or like a nasty pad or sort of a synth sound, a sustained synth sound in the background here, because when it drops, it just sort of feels like something's missing. Like, it doesn't have to be something extremely loud in the mix. Just something to like fill up the frequencies, and something that also fits the vibe. But again, that's just something really small. Other than that, like, yeah, I really like the remix. Really, really cool. Yeah, drums, bass, super solid. So yeah, nice work, Null Time. Thanks for sending that in. Next up, we have Frenchie. How's it going, bro? Bumping and grinding. V6. Nice. Cool. Right, let's dive in. Or not. Here we go. Right, let's go. Frenchie, nice work, bro. Sounds great. Love it. The whole track sounds wicked. I love the vocal. I don't know where that's from or if you sampled that from an older record, but yeah, it's different to a lot of stuff that's coming out. So yeah, that's really cool. Has some really cool character to it, and the bass as well. I really like. Again, sort of got that character to Nast. Match that sort of vocal style you've got going on, and I think they work really well together, so that's really cool. And yeah, the drums as well, I really like the drums. I think, well, you've got your kick, clap and hat in there, and they're solid. I just think you could try add a bit more groove maybe, so try maybe chopping up some loops or adding in some percussion one shots just to give it a bit more groove, a bit more swing. Because right now it feels quite static. You don't have to go like crazy with it. Just maybe add like one loop or like chop up a loop. But yeah, the groove. Other than that, the groove's really nice. And yeah, bass is really cool. The one thing I know you said about what did you say? Which labels could you see it potentially being signed to? So in terms of like label signings, this is obviously like a tech house track, So my advice would be just to go on like Beatport, go to like the top 100 hype tracks maybe, and then listen through to some of the tracks in the top of 100 hype chart, and then basically if you hear a track that's sort of similar vibe to yours, just take a look at the label and then sort of dive deeper into that label, see what other stuff they've been releasing, see if it's like along the same vibe as your track, and then from there, like, yeah, just give it a shot, to be honest. Like, if it's along the same vibe as your tracks, what they're releasing, then you've got half a chance basically. So yeah, and also I would, with this one, it sounded slightly quiet, so I'm not sure if you've had this mixed or mastered, or if you've had a go at it yourself, but I would just also drag in a reference track into your project and just see like the volume and like the levels of your elements and stuff and how it stands up to the reference track. That would be my advice before submitting to a label. But yeah, other than that, really, really cool. So would you recommend me playing with the vocal loop a bit more to give it more groove? No, I think the vocal's cool how it is, to be honest. Like how it just it plays and then it sort of has that break. I just think you could add a bit more drums just to give it a bit more groove in that way. But yeah, it's really cool. Would a label be able to clear the sample if they sign the song? That's all depending on the label, who owns the sample, etc., etc. But yeah, that's a whole nother topic to get into. Cool. I think I have to increase the vocal sample up by 2 to 3 dB. Yeah, I mean, just dragging a reference track, something that's sort of similar, something that you play in a DJ set alongside your track, and then just literally just listen to the level of their vocals and then just sort of match it with yours. That's the best way to do it. But yeah, man, cool track. Thanks for sending in. Sounds wicked. Cool. Mensky. Let's go. I Just Want version 2. Armensky. Wow, that was great, wasn't it? That was unreal. Very tool room vibes, I think. Loved it. Yeah, so we'll start with like the drums. I think they're really, really cool. Obviously, like very Latin, like percussion led. And the bass as well is really nice. I don't know how you've made that or if you've sampled it or something, but it sounds really, really cool. It's got that tool room sort of sound. And in terms of the drums, I just wanted to sort of point out there's quite a lot going on with the drums, which can be fine, but I can't really latch onto something to sort of something hooky that I can sort of like repeat to and sort of sing along. The way I look at drums is if you're going for like a percussion led sort of drum groove, the way I like to look at it is if you can sort of sing back a melody of the drums in your head, just from like percussion, then that's a good drum groove. It doesn't have to be like crazy, it can be like a 1 or 2 bar loop. But right now there's a lot of sort of percussion going on and I can't really latch on to one single thing. So maybe take a look at just like stripping some of it back and having one loop or like one percussion melody that's leading the way, and then have like a few sort of like shakers or top loops, etc. Because if we listen here, I can't tell, but there's like 2 or 3 sort of percussion loops or like melodies, and they're all doing different things. So I think pick your favourite one that sort of has a groove and like a melody, and put that one at the forefront of the mix. And yeah, with the others, maybe just like bring them lower or just scrap them, because you don't want your elements fighting together. You want like a nice simple drum groove that's going to carry the track. So that's just sort of my opinion of that, but I think it works really well. But I think that just will improve it even further. And then I'm not sure if I was the biggest fan of this sort of piano sort of happy sound that you introduced.
I just want to feel everybody I just want to feel the bass.
So yeah, that section, I'm not sure if it sort of matches again like the context and the vibe of the vocal and the drums and the bass. However, there was a really cool stab that you introduced for a little bit, then you took out, and then you don't really hear it again, or you hear it a little bit in the second drop. If I try and find it.
Just want to make
That sort of bum bum bum, that stab is really cool. I think that fits the vibe of the track a lot more than this sort of like piano sound that you've got here. I think that's a completely different idea that you've got there. So if it was me, I would take that sort of stab sound, bring it up in the mix, maybe add some like EQ it, add some high into it, add some reverb, really use that as your synth lead sound, along with that solid drum groove, and I think that'll be wicked. And then in like the breakdown and stuff, you can like manipulate it, like loop it, take out like, or add a ton of reverb in the build up, take out some low or high end, etc. And then on the drop, like bring everything back in with that stab, and I think that'll be wicked. But again, great idea. Yeah, really like it. Just a few things to sort of work on that I think that would take it to the next level. But yeah, thanks for sending that in, Armensky. Good to hear your stuff again. Let's go on to the next one. We have MY Killy with by Toby Mess. Let's go.
Wagwan was good, my killie. Wagwan, what's good, my killie? You wanna move right, come with me. Cut shapes, get silly. We get down all round the city. Wagwan, what's good, my killie?
Toby Mess, wow, that is sick. That is super solid. I haven't got much to say about that at all, to be honest. Sounds absolutely wicked, mix wise, and the idea is great. Vocals really cool, a lot of attitude to it. Yeah, like super solid. The only thing at some points, I think that it can get a bit crowded with like the 2 or 3 synths going on that you've got. I would like to hear on the drop maybe just a bit without the synth, so like here, because I think that groove is super solid with that really nice like saturated bass. And yeah, another bit that I really like is this sort of breakdown with that like garage Reese sort of bass that you've got going on. Yeah, that sort of note change is really, really cool. So yeah, other than that, with the synths, trying it just with the groove, I haven't got much to say about this at all, to be honest. I like how you've sort of built up the vocal here, used different parts, and then this solo bit here as well.
What's good, my killie? You wanna move right, come with me. Cut shapes, get silly. We get down all round the city.
So yeah, maybe this bit, try it with just the groove, because I think that would work like by itself, and then maybe introduce this synth like 8 bars later or whatever. But that's just like a suggestion, just to sort of give some feedback, because I haven't got much to say about it at all, to be honest. Great track. So yeah, man, thanks for sending in. Yeah, looking forward to hearing some more of your stuff. Cool. Right, next up we have an edit of Guess by Charlie XCX, and this is by Van. Cool, let's go.
You wanna guess the colour of my underwear? You wanna know what I got going on down there? Is it pretty in pink or all see-through? Is it showing off my brand new lower back tattoo? You wanna put them in your mouth, pull them all down south. You wanna turn this shit out, that's what I'm talking about. Put them in your mouth, pull them all down south. You wanna turn this shit out, that's what I'm talking about. It's so delicious. Don't have to guess the color of your underwear. Already know what you got going on down there. It's the lacy black hair with the little bows. The ones I picked out for you in Tokyo. I saw them when he sat down. They were peeking out. I'm gonna tell you right now, they're all I'm thinking about. I wanna try it right
Van, wicked edit, super solid. Yeah, I love the drums, I love the bass. Great mix down as well, by the way. Sounds great in these headphones. Really clean, but again punchy and powerful. Like, yeah, you got great foundation here. I like the vocal build up in this second breakdown. I think that's really cool. And then some like the vocal effects that you've got going on. I think you've got some like panning left and right. That sounds great. And yeah, I really like this sort of build up bass that you've got here. That sort of sustained bass. I think you could use that maybe in the first break as well. But yeah, other than that, really cool. There's a few things that I would potentially work on. So I think something is missing throughout the track. Maybe even like a synth stab or like a synth groove. Doesn't have to be this big crazy like synth. Just something to add a bit more, basically variation. Fill up the frequency spectrum. So maybe take a look at adding that. It can be just like a simple loop or like a stab that comes in like every few bars. Again, just to sort of keep the listener interested. And then there was this one small thing as well on this second drop. This sort of weird bass comes in, and it sort of loses all of the power basically on the drop.
Wanna guess the color of my underwear? You wanna know what I got going on down there? Is it pretty in pink or?
It's a cool idea, but I just don't think it sort of works in this situation. I like how you thought like, oh yeah, I'm going to add something in, pitch it up. Maybe you could use that bit in like the first breakdown and have it the pitch of the bass come up and then drop into the normal bass, because that normal bass is super solid. So if it was me, I'd just drop straight into that on this second drop. But other than that, yeah, like really cool edit. Really enjoyed listening to that, and yeah, mix is super solid. So Van, thanks for sending that in, bro. Sounds great. Cool. Right, let's hop into the next one. Here we have Swank Me Hard, Mix 1.5, Slope Effects. Cool, let's go. Slope Effects, thanks for sending in, bro. Yeah, like, I think you've got loads of ideas here, basically, in one track. Like, your creativity is, like, off the scale. Like, I think you've got at least, like, 4 or 5 ideas that you've obviously think, oh, this sounds really great. Which it does, but I think you need to separate these ideas into different tracks, because at one point you've got like a sort of trumpet going on, and then you've got this like really cool synth, and then you've got a brand new vocal that comes in, then you've got like these timbales or like these congos. So again, like, love the creativity, but I think all of these ideas belong in a separate project. But you've definitely got enough sort of elements here to create multiple tracks. So I think it's just the process of sort of filtering out what you want to use. Like some of these vocals here, maybe base this track around this really cool synth that you've got. I believe it's like 2 minutes 20. Like, you've got that cool synth that comes like up high, and then it drops down an octave, and that sounds really cool. So that's like one idea there, and then you've got like this cool like timbale sort of Congo thing.
Journey.
So maybe like with that journey vocal, you could create another whole track around like this timbale sort of lead, because again, that's really cool. I just think there's too much going on in this one track to sort of really latch onto something, which isn't a bad thing. You just need to sort of decide what direction you want to go in with this track, and then don't scrap the other bits. Just drag it into a completely new project and do basically another track using them parts, because I think you've got a lot of ideas here. So yeah, man, thanks for sending in. Would love to hear sort of like maybe a track or two that you come up with using all these ideas. That'd be wicked. But yeah, bro, thanks for sending in. Cool. Let's go to the next one. Peter Christensen. Sorry, I don't know why I couldn't say that. With Holding On. Nice waveform as well. Looks solid. Right, let's go.
I see your eyes glow. Night turns into dawn. You are the light, though I feel you slipping on. Hearts racing so fast, living in this dream. Worried it won't last, caught up in between. Holding on so tight.
wow, that was incredible. I really enjoyed that. That's a bit of me, that. Yeah, mate, smashed it. Absolutely smashed it. I don't know if Peter's in the chat or not. If you are, just drop something in the chat. 'Cause yeah, mate, that was wicked. Absolutely loved it. The sort of emotion and the vibe you've built up with them vocals and them chords, in the breakdown, like you probably like feel it. It's really nice. And yeah, I love the drums. They work really well with the bass when they come to the drop. That sort of rolling 16th note bass. Sounds absolutely wicked. The track just flows really nicely. Yes, Peter, what's good, bro? Wicked track, man. Really like this. Yeah, again, I haven't got much comments on this. The only thing that I would do is just, well, I've got some mix down tips, basically. So that sort of stab that you've got in the first drop, that like Afro house sort of like constant stab. Yeah, that I would bring that up, maybe like 2 dB or something. Add a bit more reverb, add a bit more high end, maybe a bit more width as well, just to like properly say like, oh yeah, here's the stab, like properly take over the mix. And then the drums as well. Again, you want them to be like sort of pushing the track forward, and again, it's just like a mix down thing. There isn't really much like high end or much like hats in like the drums. I think that could be a bit louder, and these are just really small things, by the way. Or it might not even be that, to be honest. It just feels a bit lost in the mix here, but it might be the bass is slightly too loud. But again, these are just like mix down things, really small. The whole idea and the execution is really cool. And yeah, this other synth as well. The only other thing I had written down was to increase the volume of this synth and a bit more high end as well. Of this second one. Yeah, so it might even be a bass thing, to be honest. Maybe just before you do anything else, mix down wise, just bring the bass down by like 1.5, 2 dB, and then just see how it sounds, because it should sound a lot more like cleaner. And just let everything else work. So yeah, that might actually be the issue. But yeah, other than that, man, great, like wicked track. Really enjoyed listening to that. So yeah, man, send some more stuff in when you can. Good work. Cool. Next we have Mono R with Be Water, streaming edit. Let's go.
my friend.
Mono R, really nice, man. I like how you've sort of had this context of like water and how you've implemented like the vocal into that, and them really cool like water droplet perk effects. They're really cool. So again, it's something different. It's almost like telling a story. So yeah, I really like that. The bass is really cool as well, like the length of notes, how they're changing, like a really long one then it goes to a few short ones. That's really cool. And the synth as well in the drop is really nice. It's sort of like hypnotic. That's really cool. And yeah, like the whole sort of thing, I think it works really well together. There's just a few like minor things that I would potentially look at changing. First is like the clap. I think it's sort of killing the energy of the track, and this is just like a small thing, just like sound selection. For me, like it's just the actual sonics of it isn't right, and it just drags on for a bit too long. The tower's a bit too long. I think if you just go for more of a sort of shorter, snappier clap, that will just fit in the mix better, make the groove slightly better. Again, that's just a really small thing. And then the vocal could be a bit more present in the mix, so maybe just bring it up in volume. And potentially use it a bit more throughout the track, because I believe it's just like in a few times here and you don't really hear much of it at all. But other than that, like, great work. In the chat, I can't find a label where this track would fit. All labels tell me it has potential but doesn't fit their style. Do you have a suggestion? If you're sending it to labels and it's not their style, again, I would take a look in the Beatport hype charts, take a listen, and listen to sort of tracks in that chart, and if any of them are sort of similar to yours, then take a look at that label that they released it on, and sort of the stuff they've been releasing, and then yeah, try and submit to them, basically. That's a good way to sort of discover maybe smaller labels that have your sort of style that you produce. And also, again, like, you don't have to go for a label. Like, if you really believe in the track, then even just a SoundCloud release, and then if it gets a lot of plays on SoundCloud or gets some traction, then labels, again, will be more inclined to do an official release. So if you really like the track and you really believe in it, then SoundCloud is always a very good option, and it's always free to promote on social media. Doesn't cost anything, so it's definitely worth a shot. But yeah, man, great idea. Really love like the context of the whole track. So yeah, man, thanks for sending in. Wicked. Next up, we've got a few more still to get through. What do we have? YouTube. We have Dime by Foxer. Cool. Right, let's go. Foxer, wicked track, bro. Sounds great. Sounds super solid mix wise as well. Really solid groove. The drums, like the percussions and stuff, work really well. Again with the bass, just fits perfectly with the groove. Yeah, super solid. I love the vocal as well. That sort of Spanish vibe goes with like the percussion drums, etc. The only thing I would look at with the vocal is potentially like chopping it up, maybe just manipulating it a bit more, just for a bit more interest. And there's a really cool like synth that you're using in this second breakdown, and I wonder how that would sound on the drop, because on the drop I think you've just got like the drums and the bass, and there is like no other synth or vocal other than when you reintroduce the vocal. But I think a synth would sound pretty cool. Oh, sorry, you've got this like this sort of like Fisher stab. It'd be cool to like hear that a bit earlier, or maybe introduce it, like filter it up, or like tease it in the breakdown, because it just sort of comes out of nowhere and then goes for the rest of the track and then comes back again in like the last part of the track. So yeah, I think it'd be cool to hear that at some other points, or maybe this like other synth, that synth there, maybe use that on the drop to see how that sounds. But other than that, yeah man, thanks for sending in, like super solid idea. Yeah, send in some more stuff as well when it's ready, and would love to hear. Cool. Right, next up we're on YouTube again with DJ Saxon and Shake That. Cool, let's go.
Shake that. Shake that.
Move this, shake that. Going so hard, you gon' break that. Move this, shake that. Move this, shake that. Once you put it down, no take backs. Move this, shake that. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on. Move this, shake that. Oh my God, with a party like this, I do. Oh my God, with a party like this, I do. Move this, shake that. Going so hard, you gon' break that. Move this, shake that. Move this, shake that. Once you put it down, no take backs. Move this, shake that. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on. Come on, come on. Move this, shake that.
DJ Saxon, nice work, bro. Thanks for sending that in. Yeah, you just put in the chat, I'm new to producing, so any feedback would be nice. Yeah, cool, man. I don't know how long you've been producing, but like your idea is really, really cool. Like the vocals great. The drums actually sound really cool. Like the kick, like it's got like nice character. It's heavy. So yeah, in terms of ideas, like really, really cool. A few things that I would take a look at. The kick, I believe, is going throughout the whole track. Yeah, so just in terms of like creating like more tension and more like impact in your track, I would take out the kick before the drop, so that when the kick actually comes in, it has a lot more impact. And then yeah, also the drums as well. I don't know how much sort of, or how far along in your production journey you are, but I would add maybe some like top loops or like a percussion loop, just something to give it a bit more interest, because your kick, hat and clap is super solid, but just maybe adding like a loop or a chop up a loop or something just to give it a bit more swing or a bit more groove would be really nice. And then the bass sound, I'm not 100% certain on it, so maybe have a look at just changing that. I'm not sure what you use, what DAW you use, or if you use like a plugin like Serum or something for your bass. But whatever you use, there's normally some good presets, so maybe just take a listen. But yeah, other than that, like the idea is really cool, and I'd be intrigued to sort of know how long you've been producing as well, because that idea is really, really nice. It just needs a bit of sort of tweaking to do to bring its full like potential out, basically. But yeah, man, thanks for sending in. Sounds wicked. Yeah, send some more stuff in as well when you've got some. Cool. Right, let's get through these. Next up we have Wise Theodore with Air. Let's go.
Throw your hands in the air. 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 Throw your hands in the air.
Wise Theodore, that is solid. That is super solid idea. Love that. Yeah, like the mix sounds incredible, super clean. I don't know if you've mixed that yourself, but if you have, then yeah, fair play. Sounds great. The drums as well, they slap hard. Really, really nice. And the groove as well. Like, can't comment much on that at all. Like, it's really nice. The groove is like super solid, gets stuck in your head. There is one small thing that I would sort of take a look at, and that is it's sort of manic the whole time. Like there's a lot going on and you don't really get a break from it. There is a small bit here, but then there's a new synth that's been like introduced, so you don't really get a break from the craziness, which is fine. But I think if you sort of bring the energy down and then bring it back up, it has more impact rather than just energy being like here the whole time. But that's just a small thing. But other than that, yeah, super solid, bro. Thanks for sending that in. Sounds wicked. Cool. Next one. I'm also going to needle drop a bit on these as well, just so we can get through all of them. Yeah, cool. Right. It's a Benner by Benner. Cool, let's go.
The kickback, everybody raise a glass to the haters, keep on staring, cause you know I stare back. It's a kickback, everybody raise a glass to the haters, keep on staring, cause you know I stare back. kickback. It's a kickback. It's a kickback. It's a kickback. It's a kickback. Everybody raise a glass to the haters. Keep on staring, 'cause you know I stare back. It's a kickback. Everybody raise a glass to the haters. Keep on staring, 'cause you know I stare back.
Benner, great track, bro. Sounds wicked. I really like the vibe of it. It's sort of like trippy, with that vocal and like the really deep like drums and bass and them synths as well. They're really cool. Them synth stabs, again, just adds to that vibe. It knows what it is in terms of like the record. So yeah, really cool. Just a few things, like you've got this like massive like synth riser coming in on the drop. I'm not sure if that sort of works in terms of the arrangement, so maybe just add that synth, that riser into like the breakdown, and then you can drop into like the groove like here. Because that's like where the drop should be, in my opinion. You don't need this like massive like riser coming in with all the drums. And then the only other thing was like mix down in terms of like your kick and stuff. I think it could just come up in the mix or like be a bit punchier, because it sort of gets lost in certain points. But that's just a small mix down thing. But yeah, other than that, it's sounding wicked, bro. Like the vibe and the context of the track is like spot on. So yeah, thanks for sending that in. Cool. Next up, we have Tech and LK with Vibra Positiva. Again, I'm just going to needle drops just so we can get through the rest of these in time. Cool.
La vibra positiva. San Cristóbal, la vibra positiva. positiva.
Tekken LK, wicked, bro. Thanks for sending that in. Sounds great. Yeah, your drums are solid. Kick and clap works together really well. Really cuts through that mix. Again, like vocal sample as well. It's really cool. It's different. Fits well with the track as well in terms of like context and stuff. And you've got this like really cool synth stab as well. That sort of constant synth stab that's going on. The only comments I had was that laser sound isn't really working for me in terms of like mix wise and in terms of like the context and stuff of the track. I just don't think it fits in then that great. So maybe just look at taking it out. You can look at replacing it. But yeah, other than that, I would. Yeah, sorry. The only other thing I would add is maybe the vocal, as I believe you only have it just before like the drops. So it'd be cool to hear it like chopped up or different parts of it, like in the breakdown and stuff, or just even like filtered a bit, just to, again, just add a bit more interest. But other than that, super solid, bro. Thanks for sending that in. Sounds wicked. Yeah, cool. Next up. Cool. Next up we have Waste by Half 31. Let's go.
Waste. 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 Time in the end, real friends will show there. Time and again, in the end is such a time to pretend, step up and never. It's just a time in the end, real friends will show there. Time and again, in the end is such a it's just a waste. It's just a waste. It's just a waste. The buzz joke was really over. Credit cards were gone. Stuck with bank fees that she doesn't really want. Overdue. Always screwing. Lisa's in a never.
Half 31. Sick, man. Thanks for sending that in. Sounds great. I really like the sort of like the disco sample cuts and stuff that you've got, like these like cuts of like these loops and stuff all going on. I think that's really cool. And again, like the vibe of it's really nice. The vocal has like, it's different to like a normal vocal. I think it works well with the sort of vibe of the synth you've got as well. I think that's really cool. The one thing for me is like the arrangement. I think it takes way too long to sort of fully come in. So I think maybe you could like chop this down a bit, add in some of like the hats and the claps and stuff that you've got on drop, add them in this part as well, just to like bring that energy up. And yeah, other than that, it was just like mix down thing again. Like the drums could probably come up in volume a bit, and the vocal I would just add some like reverb or delay, just again to just sit it better in the mix and add a bit more like interest as well. But other than that, yeah, I really like the idea and the creativity of like chopping up all these samples. I think it works really, really well. So yeah, thanks for sending that in, bro. Sounds great. Cool. Right, we're gonna get through the rest of these. Cool. There is one. There is a WAV, so I'm just gonna download this. In the meantime, let's listen to Abstract Glitches with Fabric Jungle. Let's go. Abstract Glitches, wow, that's wicked. There's a lot of ideas there. Like you've got loads of elements in there that I think this is one of these tracks where you can get at least 2 to 3 tracks out of this, because you've got some like really cool like rave stab that doesn't come in till like 6 minutes, I believe. Yeah, so this stab doesn't even come in till like basically 6 minutes, so I think that could be used for like a completely separate track. And also you've got like this cool like glitchy element, which again I think is another separate idea. But yeah, like you can feel like the whole vibe of the track. I was just reading this sort of description and you can really feel that sort of like abandoned sort of industrial buildings. You could hear like something like this playing in that environment. So I think you've definitely nailed like the context and the vibe of the track. I think you just need to sort of maybe shorten the arrangement and choose one of the elements to sort of carry this track. So maybe that sort of really cool stab you've got there. and then use like some of the other parts for other projects, because there is a lot going on here, which is not a bad thing again, but just it's good to be creative, but just try and sort of have your main hook, and then use some parts for another track. But other than that, yeah, wicked track. Thanks for sending that in, bro. Sounds good. Cool. Right, let's listen to the final track, and this is Ocean Drive. I'm not sure who it's by. I think it's by Roma Farah in the chat. That's cool, bro. I just downloaded it. So, yeah, let's dive in. Yes, Roma. Sounds wicked, bro. Really love how you've taken that vocal and sort of given a whole new vibe to it. Like, it feels like really emotional, sort of like more of like a melodic sort of build up. So yeah, like I really like how you've done that, and brought like a different side to that vocal. Again, like the whole, like, it sounds a bit like Afro House, which is, again, is really cool. That sort of synth stab that you've got in there, I think that could again come up in the mix, because you can't really hear it that well in like sections like these. But other than that, in the mix, it's sounding like really cool. And another thing that I sort of picked up on, so on the drop, the drums are sort of very like straight. There isn't much like groove or swing to them, and that clap sort of seems to be like slowing it down. So in my opinion, I'd look at adding like a percussion like groove, like something that can really sort of drive along the track at this point. Because right now it's sort of, yeah, as I say, it's like very like straight, like everything's on beat. There's no like swing. So I think adding like a percussion groove to this again would like level it up even more. But yeah, no, I really like the vibe of this, like really well produced. So yeah, great work, bro. Thanks for sending in the chat. Oh, Abstract Glitches is Kristen. I have a lot of ideas, but many is passion for electric music, but only a year into music production. Oh, cool. you know, it sounds great for like even like just you're a year into it. You've got some great ideas. It's just maybe too many ideas in one track. So yeah, just look at sort of expanding that out into different projects, and you're good to go. Cool. Right, we have got through all of the tracks in the Discord channel. So thank you guys for sending your stuff in. Some absolutely wicked tracks in there. Really enjoyed listening to them all. And again, look forward to hearing some more of your stuff in the future. And if you guys haven't already joined, check in the description of this video and join the Tech House Market Discord. There's a lot of stuff in there that we do, like giveaways. You can submit for these feedback sessions. It's just a great community. There's loads of producers in there, so you can talk about collabs, you can promote your stuff, etc. So yeah, click the link in the bio to join that, and also subscribe to Tech House Market as well, so you don't miss out on these live streams. And yeah, thank you guys for sending in again some wicked tracks. Really enjoyed listening to them. So yeah, I'll catch you guys next time.